Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing day 16 of this advent calendar. So if you'd like to know what's in day 16 and also want to know what I think about yesterday's fragrance, keep watching. Okay, so here it is. Here's day 16. Let's pull out this tiny little bottle. Yeah, and today's fragrance is black. I can also tell you that I like this. I get hints of dried fruit in this, but mostly I get white floral with a very distinctive tuberose fragrance, which I love tuberose. Oh my goodness. I like it almost as much as I like oud. And that's saying something because oud's my favorite. But this is like, it's this beautiful, it's like you're actually smelling a beautiful bouquet of white flowers. It's sweet and a little bit heavy, but not too heavy. It doesn't smell synthetic at all, which sometimes I can get from white florals, or they're sometimes too heavy, or it's too floral and you can't distinctively get the flowers that are in it. But I get the white floral, but the tuberose hits you so hard in such a nice way. So yeah, this one is definitely very feminine. I really like it. But we're going to wear this tomorrow to let you know what I really think. Because the thing is with white florals on me, sometimes they can be too heavy on my skin or they can come out too sweet. And it's not that I'm against those fragrances, it's just that they don't sit well on me. And I smell them on other people and I love them, and then when I wear them, it kind of almost fills my nose and stings my nose a little bit. So I love white florals. Obviously, it's one of my absolute favorites, specifically tuberose. But I am going to want to make sure that this is going to be something that's going to sit nicely on my skin before I decide if I want to buy a bottle of it or not. But the fragrance that I smell is absolutely freakishly beautiful. So I do really, really like this. It's gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I want to make sure that this is something that would sit on my skin nicely before I give you a real kind of like first impression review on it. But so far, smelling it, if I had smelled this in the store, I probably would buy it, like just because that's how nice it smells. But I am also, again, a little wary of white florals because they don't sit on my skin nicely. So we'll see how this is, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. But let's talk about yesterday's fragrance. Yesterday's fragrance was Ylang, and yes, that's all I have to say about that fragrance. That fragrance was like a delicious dessert, like the rosemary and the mint and the coconut in it just made it have this structure. Like if you ever gone to a restaurant and there you just read about like a special dessert they have and it just sounds so amazing, and then you eat it and you're just like, your mouth sings because it's so good. That's what that is. It smelled like this delicious floral custard. I like, as a chef, or as I was going to be a chef. If you don't know, I was actually in culinary school for a long time. I was going to become a chef. I love it when people play around with different food profiles to really create a very distinctive, delicious dish, be it savory or sweet. And what that was when I smelled it was very similar to a dessert that I had pictured in my mind creating. I really liked the nuttiness of it and the coconut. It was really fresh, but what really made it gorgeous was the Ylang, or the Lang Lang. If you watch that video, you know I keep saying Lang Lang, or it's Ylang. I say it both ways. I know I'm butchering it. I'm sorry, but it's just I'm really bad at pronouncing things, and I'm getting better. But that's not the point of this review. That floral aspect of it, that note of it, brought that from just being kind of like a custardy sweet like dessert-esque fragrance to something elevated beyond that I could actually talk to you guys about. It was ridiculously beautiful. On my skin, it smelled 10 times better than it did when I smelled it on the stick. And that's saying something because the stick blew me away. It was stunning. I was literally like this the rest of the day, just smelling myself because it smelled so delicious. It was so good. Although it was light and although it was kind of a little bit creamy, The floralness of it stayed the entire time. The longevity on that fragrance was really impressive considering that it wasn't a heavy fragrance. It lasted about 8 hours on me. So that's saying something. Because generally if a fragrance lasts 4 to 6 hours, I'm pretty much like, good job. So the longevity on that was amazing. On top of that, I wore that fragrance and I hugged my husband. And I'm like, do you like this? And he's usually like, but he's like, yeah, that's actually really nice. So that means that it's husband approved, which is rare. So we're just going to say that I'm definitely purchasing that fragrance. It is just happening. It's getting there. The fact that he liked it, the fact that he really liked it and thought it was nice and complimented me on it, he never, and I want you to understand, he never compliments me on fragrances. The only other fragrance he complimented me on was Rose Essential from Bulgari. That was the only one. Because he really likes rose fragrance. He likes floral fragrances, but he doesn't like them to be powdery. That was really nice about this fragrance. It wasn't powdery. It was just creamy. But it wasn't too creamy. Like, it's really hard to describe, but it's just this delicious, the fruitiness of it, the coconut, the rosemary, they all came together to create this ingenious, beautiful floral fragrance. I think it's fantastic. I think it's amazing. I think if you guys have a chance to experience it, definitely, absolutely. That is a definite, definitive yes buy, no matter what. So obviously I like that fragrance because I've been talking about it pretty much for like 5 minutes now. So my review of that is A++. Yes, absolutely have to have in my collection. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember I do one of these a day until I get to this little guy right here, which I believe is a 30 milliliter bottle. These are all 5 milliliter, so this is a very generous advent calendar. So I'll be back tomorrow with another one to talk to you about today's fragrance and give you a first impression of tomorrow. So don't, I was going to say don't subscribe. So don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss out on any new content, especially if you're interested in knowing what my thoughts are on this beautiful perfume advent calendar from Micallef. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like content like this. It lets me know to continue doing content like this. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to do advent calendars all year, but there are a lot of really interesting fragrance purchases like this that I can go through and give you first impressions of different houses. Maybe I buy a set of some of their more popular ones like the mini bottles, you know, or a sample or set and give you my impressions of it. I'm more than happy to really start exploring other houses that aren't talked about too much. Like they are talked about, but maybe if you have a house that you're really interested in and you want to know what I think, I'd be more than happy to invest my time and money into it because I already invest my time and money in. I'd be more than happy to do it for you guys. So if there's anything that you want to see, let me know below, and also give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys really like stuff like this. As always, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.